Voyager 1, a spacecraft launched in 1977, has long been our silent emissary at the edge of the known universe. Against all odds, it survived the dark, silent vacuum of space, crossed the boundary into interstellar territory, and kept sending back messages, whispers from the edge of everything we understand. But recently, something changed. After months of eerie silence and a complete failure of its data transmission system, the spacecraft came back online. And the signal it sent wasn't typical. It didn't resemble data. It sounded more like a warning, a steady, low-frequency hum, a kind of gravitational pull from something unseen. And within NASA, an unsettling silence replaced routine updates. A silence that, in its own way, spoke louder than anything they could have said. This wasn't a routine glitch or some unknown cosmic oddity. It pointed to something far more unsettling. What we once believed to be the empty edge of our solar system now appears not to be empty at all. And maybe it never was. For decades, Voyager 1 has quietly carried the legacy of human curiosity, a lone traveler venturing deeper into the cosmos than anything we've ever built. It defied the limits of technology and endurance, continuing its mission long past what anyone thought possible. But in late 2024, its signals became garbled, unreadable. The clean, steady stream of scientific data had turned into chaos. Voyager's flight data system, its brain, was malfunctioning. It was still transmitting, but what it sent made no sense. For 5 painstaking months, NASA worked in near-complete silence, unsure if Voyager could even understand the commands being sent. And every attempt had to wait through a grueling 45-hour round trip. 22.5 hours to reach the spacecraft, and another 22.5 for a response. Each command was a whisper into the void, and each moment of silence stretched into something heavier. Then, on March 20th, 2025, something incredible happened. Voyager replied, not just with a carrier signal, but with data. At first, engineers rejoiced, but when they began decoding the fragments, their excitement faded. Something wasn't right. The instruments showed that Voyager was intact and functioning, yet the environment it described was alien, nothing like what we expected. For years, the outer boundary of our solar system, the helipore, was thought to be a gradual fading of solar influence, a smooth gradient into the emptiness beyond. But Voyager 1's new data shattered that assumption. What it found was not a gentle transition, but a violent, chaotic barrier. A wall of plasma pressure, spikes, and bursts of radiation, far more intense than any model had predicted. It was a disturbance zone where familiar laws of space seemed to bend, fracture, and then snap back into place with force. But what truly sent chills through the team were the density readings. Massive fluctuations in the particles around Voyager. The data suggested something was compressing the space itself. A strange oscillation was recorded, like a heartbeat pulsing through the edge of the solar system. It wasn't electronic noise or malfunction. The signal was consistent, captured across multiple instruments, and it grew more pronounced the deeper Voyager moved. This rhythmic, physical pulse in the dark pointed to something disturbing. That the solar system's edge was not just a line on a map, but something reactive, possibly even aware. Among the recovered data, buried in the noise, was a signal, narrow in range, low in frequency, and disturbingly regular, clocking in at 3 kHz. It sat just below the known range for natural plasma wave oscillations. This wasn't a message in any traditional sense. There was no clear modulation, but it was unmistakably artificial in character. Voyager had actually heard it before, faintly, years ago. Back then, it was dismissed as ambient background noise. But with improved processing and the probe closer than ever, the signal became undeniable. It had always been there, just too faint to recognize, until now. What made the signal even more puzzling was its persistence. It didn't fluctuate with solar storms. It didn't waver with the galactic background. It was constant, unmoved, like the ticking of a hidden clock buried in the dark. Some scientists tried to explain it as a natural plasma resonance, but as Voyager continued, the signal didn't grow louder.